All right, Hatsuharu, by request. This is for Iron Mech. Now, I will say, you're a mid-tier destroyer, so the nice thing about playing a mid-tier destroyer is you don't have to deal with much radar. There are a few ships that you can run into that have it. Belfast, Atlanta, Indianapolis. There's a few, but they're not many. They're not common, and they're all premium. You will probably run into the carriers on occasion, but Tier 6 carriers are a much weaker threat to you than a Tier 8 carrier is. And in general, the rocket changes have really changed the carrier-destroyer interaction. It really has become more about avoiding the spotting if you can now. You can't, of course. You can only do that by, clinging up to the skirts of something that will shoot down planes quicker than you can, especially in a Japanese destroyer that, your AA is a couple of old men on deck with empty bottles of sake. But, yeah, see, so this is kind of bad-ish matchmaking for me in the sense of I'm bottom tier with a carrier. The only redeeming quality is that it's a Parseval, and so he does not have great tools to hurt me other than the torpedoes. And if I'm smart, I can play around most of that. They do not have... they have one radar. They have the Talin. Okay. All right, so we're just going to have to play this out and see how it goes. I am in the... okay, I'm on the seaside, which is at least good for me. That gives me some islands to work around. I'm going to play the inside track rather than the outside track. Probably move over to about the 8 line and work up, snuggle up here behind... It's not that island. It's this island. Yeah, I'll probably work in behind this island right here off my bow. See if I can make that work. Yeah, triple Farragut div. I see those guys. I mean, I've got backup. As long as I have ships behind me, I'm not worrying about them pushing into me. And if I see that coming, well, then I can just leave. If they want to... The thing is, they're the only 3 destroyers in the game. This is why I think triple destroyer divs are tough. They're the only destroyers in the game. And in your div mates, you almost always want to stick together, right? But if they all stick together, they give up 2 caps for free. So, do you really want to do that? Right? It's one of the reasons, like, in my mind, when you play a div, you really need to try and, spread things out. Destroy a couple cruisers, 1 of each, something like that. Okay. Got the guns turned. Let me get up here. I'm going to ground myself on this island and then reverse into the top end of the cap. Oh, I know. I outspot him pretty big, right? I'm a 5'8", and he's like 6 and change. Well into the 6s, like 6.5 or something, 6.4. And it's good to know that their radar's in the middle of the board, too. So I should be able to pick up this cap. I wish the T-61 wasn't coming here, but he is, so... oh, well, we'll survive it. Let's go ground myself here. Now, I've set myself up to move to the middle of the board once I'm done capping here. That's intentional, but I'm a little concerned that if I'm going to do that, I'm going to wander into that Farragut div. That might feel awful. What's up? It's good. Hmm? My wife's trying a new concoction. Hold a moment. That's not bad. It's not bad. So rather than using the brown sugar bourbon for the mixed with the peach tea, she used our ginger spice bourbon with it. It's actually not too bad. Now, in a one-on-one gunfight with a Farragut, I should not be able to win. However, I feel pretty good about my chances. Yes, that grounding was intentional. I didn't want to leave the cap. Ugh. Didn't want to leave the cap. But I also didn't want to get slapped around. Okay. Let's move up and see if we can hunt some Farragut for dinner. In a one-on-one gunfight, I feel confident in my ability to beat a Farragut. If it's 3v1, no, I'm not gonna win that. My entire team came to sea, fellas. You realize that's not a good idea, right? Come on. All right, I'm going around this island. I'm going to the middle of the board. Yeah, look at these guys. Look at these geniuses. The Bismarck keeps kicking me in the teeth.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Guys, this triple Farragut division is going to own you if you don't do something about it.
Another day, another disembowelment.
They've literally just run right through the middle of the board while you guys have all gone to jerk off on the 9-10 line. Come on. Let's go.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'd love it if my team had any idea how to shoot these guys. That'd be so much. That'd be so awesome. It's hilarious. These guys have driven right through the middle of the board, and they're getting away with it because no one will shoot at them. Now, our radar cruiser is sneaking up on them from the other side of the board, so that's something, I suppose. It's kind of one of these took you long enough sort of things, though. Oh, hi, guys! Guess who found you? The Baltimore found you! Oh, that's a tough break.
And it got such good gas mileage.
That's a tough break, guys.
I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
Now it's 2-on-1 against you, Farragut. Now what are you going to do? This is why these destroyer rush things just don't work.
Rest in pieces.
Our team has taken the lead.
Please. He's literally right over there.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Cover the seas.
guess who killed the entire Farragut division? Did I do that? Now it's time to go New Mexico hunting.
Our team has taken the lead.
That was the idea, seriously. That was the idea. Nah, Ducky. No, not at all. Their warning is suck less. That's their warning. I love the Miyoko that's playing behind our aircraft carrier. Huge fan of that guy. Alright, we're going to slow down a bit. Am I going to land any of these? Looks like I'm going to land one. Yeah, he's going to take one on the belt. No, you're too fat and slow to avoid it. I actually got to get moving. He's turning into me. So he'll turn back the other way in a minute. He basically has to. He's going to get one rack. And the North Carolina is going to get another rack. I overled the New Mex. I underled the New Mex. I overled the NorCal. I wish I had torpedo reload booster on this thing right now. That'd be sexy. Now, I will say this. I have to be a little frosty. I don't know where this Helena is. If the Helena comes around that island on the north side of the cap... Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to get up and go.
Can't leave my ride behind.
A couple of floods into the New Mex. He's got to deal with that. Gonna put some into the NorCal. Those look really good. 2. 1. Just the 1. But an engine crit, which means he has to deal with it. Okay, I expect him to be turning into the middle of the board any moment. But he's not. The Helena's hunting me, because he knows I'm over here. What's this North Carolina doing? Turning south? I'll never catch him at that range. And the other thing is I gotta be careful. I don't know where this Tallinn is. If that guy pops up with his radar, I could be in real trouble too. The Helena's gonna turn back. I'm just gonna run north and keep him lit. Stay away from him, basically. Yeah, the Miyoko basically, like, he's just parked on the A line, like he's terrified to do anything. What I can't figure out is why the Shokaku won't pick off one of these guys, right? They're just not that threatening. My thing is, I don't want to blunder to that Talon. I don't know where he is. He could be sitting in the A-cap with his radar. I don't want to blunder into that. Alright, that cuts the timer on the game pretty low. What are you doing, Helena? You turning around to come hunt me again? Tell you what, let's give you something to think about.
Oh, and it got such good gas mileage.
Yeah, I know they're widespread. That's intentional. He's going to have to maneuver to deal with the planes. No. The Shokaku's going to screw off and leave me to die. Okay. Well, we win in 30 seconds anyway. Ooh, he's going to turn into one of these. Or is he going to sneak past it? He's going to sneak past it. Oh, you jerkwad. That's fine. We win. Now, I didn't solo the Farragut division. They took lots of damage from other people besides me. But I did get the killing blows on the Farragut division, so that feels good. I just don't understand why you would do that. Like that constitutes just like, yeah, it's random and you're derping around, but like that's like game throwing tactics, right? Like to just take first of all, to triple destroyer div, right? And then to just throw the entire division away by just charging up the middle of the board until you're dead. Grunty basically says the same thing I'm thinking. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand the mental process there. That was not an amazing game. I mean, the only reason I'm on top is because I'm basically getting extra credit for actually killing these clowns. This is the only one that was legit because he ate a torpedo. The other two were basically just me timing my gun salvos, and I happened to time it right. Basically, that's what it boiled down to there. So, but one of the things I like you can see, like I put one torpedo into North Carolina, 12,000 damage. Like for a tier 6 destroyer, Hatsu's torps really hurt, and you saw they come back up fairly quickly, 68 seconds there at a full torpedo reload build. So I won't say she's spammy torpedoes. That's not true. But if you stagger them a bit, like if you've got a single battleship you want to be working down, put a single salvo in the water every 30 seconds. Make him burn his damage control. Land some floods. They've got good flood chances on these torps because Japanese torpedoes, right? So yeah, I mean, you saw it there. I put a rack on the New Mexico and a rack on the North Carolina. I've gotten to where when I play a Japanese destroyer like this, I like spreading my love around because it makes the battleship player always has to account for you. Once he knows you're there, he has to account for you and how he maneuvers and how he thinks. If he doesn't, you can catch him off guard. But if you spread the love around, you're impacting two different battleship drivers simultaneously, right? If I only fired torpedoes at the New Mexico, he's the only guy that pretty much knows that I'm around. The North Carolina probably never enters his brain. He's busy focused on something else. But if I put a rack at both, now they both have to factoring that into how they think, right? Even if the torpedoes don't hit them, the fact that they sail by, right? The fact that maybe he has to maneuver to dodge them, now he has to start playing differently. He has to adapt.